Hello, welcome you all for the part 5 properties of pure substance of the model 1 internal combustion engine. So in the last class we have discussed the laws of thermodynamics. So now today we will go in details of properties of pure substance. It is just a revision of the things what you had done earlier in the courses. So now here you can see the properties of the pure substance. First we will take the water. So assuming a unit of mass of ice, that is a solid water, if you heat it from -10 to say the higher temperature, say around 0, so what happens to that? Just like as a metal of different metal, when you give the heat, it will expand. The same thing it happens for the ice. For the solid ice, if you heat it from -10 onwards, so the expansion, that is the volume of that will expand. So if I take 1 as the starting point, okay, at particular atmosphere, so let us say we are doing all these activities for 1 atmosphere, okay, taking atmosphere as constant. So for that particular thing, so the change in which occurs the mass of water should be traced out as the temperature is increased when the pressure is held constant. Pressure is held constant at say atmosphere. Okay. So 1 to 2 it designates that is then a change of this is 1 at atmosphere. It will be 1 is a state first point and this ice, and when you heat it again this is ice, but this is an expansion of that volume which is there. So that's why it is in the positive right direction. Okay. So now as you can read out these things 1 to 2, the temperature of the ice increases from -10 to 0. The volume of the ice would increase as would be the case of any solid upon heating, right? And at state 2 is at 0 degrees Celsius, the ice would start melting. Now in the 2 to 3, so this is very peculiar. So in the ice, when you heat up the 2 to 3, that is conversion of ice into liquid state or water state. So during that one, so there is a decrease in the volume. You can get it in case of ice or pure water. Whereas in other cases, there is an increase in volume you will get. So that is only the difference. So 2 to 3, ice melts into water at constant temperature of 0 degrees centigrade. Okay, there is a phase change. That's why it is said constant temperature at 0 degrees Celsius. That is solid, it starts converting it into liquid. At the state 3, the melting process ends. You are finding that there is a decrease in the volume, which is a peculiarity of water. So the other things, that is 3, 4, the other one, 3, 4, 4, 5 and 5 onwards. So all that you will get the increase in volume. Only that is the melting of ice from 2 to 3, that is a conversion of ice into the liquid. So there you will find the decrease in the volume. 3, 4, the temperature of water increases upon heating from 0 to 100, the volume of water increases because of the thermal expansion. 4, 5, the water starts, 4 to 5, the water starts boiling. Again, when you say that boiling, the temperature of that will remain constant It is at 100 degrees centigrade if the pressure is being at 1 atmosphere. If the pressure is different, so then the boiling temperature or melting point that will change. Okay, for every liquid, whatever the liquid is there, for each and every liquid or metal, so it depends upon the pressure. If the pressure is changes, the melting point of that will change, as well as the boiling point will also change. So 5 to 6. So 5 is the saturated vapor is heated, say around 250 or more than that. The volume of the vapor increases drastically, and there onwards it is a gaseous state or superheated state, you will get it. Okay. Now if you join 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4 like this, and you are going to get a curve that I will have shown, it is shown here. So if it is heated from -10 to 250 at 2 atmosphere, 3 atmosphere, okay, at different atmospheric pressure. This is initial, right? And after that 1 atmosphere, 2 atmosphere, 3 atmosphere, or at lower end one. So you will get two lines. So this is a solid, saturated solid line, 2. In case of water, in case of other water, it will be here like this. So in case of water, as you heat it, the ice starts melting and converting into the liquid. So thereby the volume decreases. Here you can see the 2 to 3, the volume decreases. Whereas in case of other thing, there is an increase in the volume 2 to 3. This is a saturated vapor line. So here in case of pure water, this is a saturated vapor line. This is also a saturated vapor line. In case of the other than the water, this is a saturated vapor line. Sorry, saturated liquid line, and this is the saturated liquid line. Now 4 to 5, it is 4 is a saturated liquid and 5 is saturated vapor. So here also 4 is saturated, 5 is saturated vapor. So this is saturated liquid. So here the 100% conversion is converted to liquid. That means here to here it is solid plus liquid, and here liquid plus, this is a transformation of liquid. Okay, and from here to the liquid to the vapor, this is the stage, right? So this is where the latent heat at 100 degrees centigrade, if the atmospheric pressure is there, right? So this is for the other things, and this is for the pure water case. So here you can see the solid, this is a complete solid. So here is also solid. Solid is converted to vapor directly without going for the liquid state. Solid is get converted to vapor without going for the liquid. So this is called sublimation. This is a process of sublimation. In case of camphor, when you heat it, you will not get converted to liquid. It get vaporized directly. So that's why that is called a sublimation. That is solid conversion to vapor. So it depends upon the characteristics or the properties of that substance. Depending upon that, you are going to get to that. Solid plus vapor will be there. That means if you heat anything below the triple point line, so triple point is 1, in that all state has coexist. Solid, liquid and the vapor, it coexists at particular temperature, that is known as triple point, right? So as you go up in the dome, so this is a critical state. So this you will reach it. At the critical state, you will get converted in a flash. So you will not have any time, it will not take any phase transformation time from liquid to the other. So here it will flash out from straight away from liquid to the vapor if you go above this critical point. So this is the critical point curve. This is the PV diagram. You try to remember this well, because in the we are not working in the solid or solid vapor phase. So always we are working either in the liquid vapor in case of refrigeration and air conditioning, vapor compression cycles. Okay, so within the dome or outside the dome. Outside the dome means here at this region, that is at saturated vapor form, superheated region. So that air cycles, Brayton cycle, Stirling cycle, so whatever the Carnot cycle, whatever the cycles are there, Otto, Diesel, Devel, all things it works. We are taking in PV diagram. We are not drawing anything here within the dome. We are drawing that diagrams on the top of this, either in this corner, at the right corner of this. So where almost it is get converted to vapor or gaseous state. Okay. So anything, if the liquid is converting into the vapor, such as in air conditioning system, so refrigeration system, vapor power cycles, so all these vapor power cycles are within the dome, or sometimes it may go above this also. Okay, so that we will come to know afterwards. But at least these things you must know. What is saturated liquid lines, saturated solid lines, critical state means what? Okay, saturated vapor line and a triple point line, and below the triple point line what happens? Above the triple point what happens? So liquid to vapor, whereas below the triple point it is solid to vapor. So like this the conversion it is there. So this is again the same diagram. In triple point is one, all the three phases exist in equilibrium. Below the triple point pressure, the substance cannot exist in the liquid phase, and the substance, when it is heated, transform into the solid in solid to vapor, called this is sublimation. Okay, so this thing I have already explained. Now this is a three-dimensional things. You try to remember this: pressure and specific volume. It's kg meter cube per kg. It is a specific volume, and this is a temperature, right? This is P, V, and T. If I take it from this side, here you will get pressure and specific volume. If I take from this side, if I look it, you will get a PT diagram. Okay, this PT diagram you can get it. And if I look it from the top, I can get the temperature versus volume diagram. So like this is the advantage. You can see it, how that solid is increases for the, it is not for the water, it is for the other, because in the water it decreases its volume, whereas in the other thing it will increase. So as the temperature increases, this volume will also increase. This is a solid line, this is solid plus vapor, and this is a solid plus liquid, right? And liquid to the conversion will be there at constant temperature, at the same temperature will be there. So here that thing, that liquid to vapor, and here comes the vapor. Okay, so this is just a diagrams. It difference the pressure and temperature at which the three phases of pure substance coexist is called triple point. So this is the triple point. This is the triple point in case of this is for the water and this is for the other substance. Okay, so there is a decrease in the volume of water, whereas here we are going to increase in the other material. Okay, so this is the PVT surfaces, that is a substance that expands on freezing like water. PVT surface of a substance that contracts on freezing. Okay, so PV diagram for the pure substance. So in this diagram, it is just to know that is a PV diagram. The various other lines also you should know it. As I said, so we should know the working of within the dome and above the dome. That means above the dome is in the vapor phase or such superheated phase, where within the dome it is in the liquid conversion to vapor phase. Okay. As a working fluid in power cycle is generally liquid vapor, so the solid region is omitted. That is the reason. And the PV diagram becomes as shown in this figure like this. Okay. So in these lines, it indicates temperature lines. This is the saturated temperature lines. So one must know these temperature lines, how that we have to draw it in the PV diagram. Okay, this is a PV diagram, right? This is the dome. It is not perfect bell shape. It is not a bell shape, but it is somewhat chi-square distribution curve, if you know that chi-square distribution. So it will be like this. So here this is a critical point. This is the temperature constant lines. These are all temperature constant lines. Above the critical point, it will be like this. And below the critical point, it is straight. There is no change. The temperature will be there at constant volume. This is a constant volume. The temperature lines. These are all constant temperature lines. And up to this, here it will be constant almost within the dome, because this is the process of latent transmission of heat. It is at constant pressure and temperature. This is an isothermal process. So here this is an isothermal. The temperature will be constant here like this. So try to remember what are the pressure line. Pressure line is just a horizontal line parallel to this. Okay. And within the dome, from the critical point, if you draw these lines, these are called diffraction. That is what is the fraction of this one? That is how much dryness fraction lines. This x indicates x is equal to 0.9. That indicates that 90% is dry. At any point, if you take it, and if I draw these lines here, so at any point of that one, so this point, this line indicates 90% of dryness. If you go here at this point, it is 100%. If you go at this point, it is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, okay, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. So like this, we can divide it by using a phase rule. So we can get the weightage or the dryness fraction of the content of water and vapor. Content of water and vapor. Vapor is also H2O and water is also H2O. Only the phase transformation is there. So from liquid to vapor. This is 100% liquid line. This is called HF, and this is called Hg, small hg, and this is small hf, and the difference between hf and hfg, if I write it, so that will indicate that difference of enthalpy, that is the heat stored, or that is hfg within the dome, right? So like this, you try to you remember these lines which within the dome, if it starts from the critical point, that is nothing but the dryness fraction. Okay. So this is the diagram for the PT, as I said it. So here the fusion curve, the solid, sublimation curve, and then this is the triple point fusion curve. This is the liquid, and this is the critical point, right? So this is if you just tally this diagram with the 3D diagram of that one, what we had done. So that thing, if you correlate it, you will come to know it. This is the point of fusion curve, represents the coexistence of liquid and solid. The point on the vapor curve represents the coexistence of liquid and vapor, right? And this one, this is the sublimation. So the point on which the sublimation curve represents the coexistence between the solid and vapor. So here the transmission from solid to vapor, it takes place directly, that is called sublimation curve. Okay, and when it ends, that is the critical point. So if you see it, if I look it from this direction, you will get a dome shape like this, So that is a critical point. See, this is the critical point as we are saying it. So this is the temperature versus entropy diagram. Try to remember this diagram also, how it is represents. So in the temperature entropy, that is called TS. S stands for entropy and T stands for temperature. So this is a perfect bell-shaped curve, you are going to get it, a bell-shaped curve. So this thing we are not using. Okay, you can omit it, but this thing you try to remember, this diagram. This is a bell-shaped, perfect bell-shaped curve, you will get it. And this is the thing, it represents what? The pressure lines. These are the pressure line, constant pressure line. This is 20 atmosphere, 10 atmosphere, 5.1. This is 1 atmosphere. Okay. So, okay. This is 20, 50, 80, 100, 200, 1000. So like this is the atmospheric lines, your pressure lines, you are going to get it. Constant pressure lines. And if I want to get temperature lines, it will be like this, and then it goes in this way, and then it drops out. So that is a constant temperature lines will be there. So AB, at some reason, AB is isobaric heating of solid to its melting point, right? BC is an isobaric thermal. Isobaric means constant pressure process, isobaric and isothermal melting. And C2D is an isobaric, a constant pressure heating of liquid to the boiling point. And again D2E is an isobaric and isothermal vaporization. And E to F, for the E to F, if it is there, this represents what? Isobaric heating of vapor and superheating. This is the phase of superheating. Okay. So that means there is no particles, water particles will not be there. Liquid particles will not be there. Complete dry will be there. It is superheated form. So in the turbines and all, we had to use this type of superheated steam. Okay. So this is a TS diagram. Again, curves of constant quality. Quality curves means, as I said, from the critical point you are dropping these curves. So these are called the dryness fraction curve, right? Here it is 90, it may be 100, 90, 80, 70, 60. And then here if you go like this, 4, 25%, 30%, 40% curves, you are going to get it. That is a dryness fraction. And A is a saturated, B is a wet. This is saturated line, saturated vapor, and this is wet. Okay. And the constant pressure curves, constant superheat, liquid saturated curve. This is the liquid saturated curve, and this is vapor saturated curve. Okay. And this is a reversible adiabatic. If I draw this line, because the constant entropy process is nothing but a reversible adiabatic process. Okay. and this is the pressure line. Similarly, the temperature lines will be like this. It is parallel to this. Already temperature is this, CTS diagram. Only the pressure will be like this. Okay. So here you can see the diagram of TS, various lines. You try to remember this diagram and try to get the lines how that varies. So these are the constant pressure lines. You just see here 0.002, 0.005, 0.01, 0.02, 0.5, 0.1, 0.2, 1 atmosphere. So like this, this is 1 MPa. It is given in megapascal. 0.2 megapascal, it is 0.002 megapascal. These are all constant pressure lines. Right? Above the critical point, it goes like this. Okay. And now, this is about the constant pressure lines. The temperature lines will be this. These are all temperature lines. Okay. And now, other than that, you can see this is the critical point, and from the critical point, the dotted line, blue dotted line, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90. These are all dryness fraction lines or quality lines. Dryness fraction lines are quality lines. And now, other than that, you are seeing the curves. One more thing, that is red color lines. This is a red color line, right? Are you getting it? So this curve, so these red color lines, so this, it indicates the constant enthalpy curves. This is constant enthalpy. If it is a straight vertical line, in that case it is a constant entropy. So you should able to recognize which are the lines and how we have to draw it, right? So these are all H enthalpy. You can see here enthalpy, right? So this is above the critical point, it is like this, right? Whereas within the critical, within the dome, it will be like this. So these characteristics, you must know it. Okay. And the other one is the pH diagram. So pressure versus the enthalpy. So this dome indicates what? It is the liquid and this is the saturated steam. This is for, I think, for some of the pH diagram. So here the saturated liquid line. So here dotted, it represents temperature. See, these are the temperature lines. It will be like this. It drops here. It drops here. And as it goes at this point, it flashes directly. But again, it drops here. So these are the constant temperature lines. And these dashed lines, thick dashed lines, it represents your density. Okay. So density, and it is in kg per meter cube, and this is density lines, and this is at constant temperature lines. These are all the lines. If you draw it, any line, that is the pressure in bars. Okay. Enthalpy is direct vertical lines, they are enthalpy diagram. So like this, so these things you study well. These charts you try to prepare well, because they are very important. So in the further studies, it will be helpful to you, whether you are studying the refrigeration and air conditioning or gas turbines. So these different charts and their characters, the curves, different types of curves, how they are going to get it in each of the diagrams. So they are very important.